What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with a classic slice of late 90s trance. Now, if you're seeing this, I guess this means this video got through the YouTube algorithms. But the reason I raised that issue to begin with is a couple years ago I put up a progressive trance mix filled with a lot of mid to late 90s melodic progressive trance, and it got blocked, and it was only because of one track. So I was able to mute the track, and then the rest of the mix was able to post fine, which was sort of annoying because then there's like this 6 to 7 minute gap where it's just completely silent, and then the mix starts again, or the audio comes back when I mix into the next tune. But the track that caused the issue was this one right here, which is to say we're going to listen to the 3-in-1 mix of Energy 52's Cafe Del Mar. If you went to trance parties in the late 90s, there's no way you didn't hear this. This was a real staple type of track. A number of DJs put it in their mixtapes and or CDs, which mostly still people were putting out mixtapes, but the late 90s is when you began to see some of the biggest trance DJs put out CDs. And indeed, it was part of the Trance Global Nation Network. I believe that's the label this is on. Or, actually, hold on. Maybe that's not right. I guess it's on Arcade America, and Trance Global Nation was a mix series. So, yeah, maybe that's why, because maybe there were some big DJs and CDs that essentially got the copyright because that was released as an official series. So yeah, I don't know. Again, if you're seeing this on YouTube, apparently it got through. Maybe this is over on my Patreon and you'll now know why. In any case, we're going to listen to, as I said, the 3-in-1 mix. Now it shows the remix artist here on the back. One is Sharam J, J-E-Y, and then Andre, and it's like S-R. Is it S-T-R? Yeah, I think it's S-T-R, then an equal sign, then a capital E, then the number 4, S-S-E-R. Andre Streisferser? I'm not sure how you would pronounce that. So, yeah, obviously, or not obviously, but I'm expecting that was already some form of production nickname or alias that this Andre person used, but apparently together they were 3-in-1. That is a name I've seen elsewhere, but I don't think I have any records by 3-in-1 directly, but I'll always remember it because, again, even though there are 3 good mixes of it on this, including a hybrid mix. Hybrid is great. I need to react to his tune Airless, which I have on vinyl somewhere. But yeah, he made a lot of breakbeat trance. He was sort of on the avant-garde of break trance, but nevertheless, the 3-in-1 mix is the one that everybody knows, and it's an all-time classic. Let's give it a listen. This is Energy 52, Cafe Del Mar, the 3-in-1 remix on Arcade America 1998. Another track, as with many other progressive trance tunes in the mid to late 90s, where I would spin it a bit faster than default, where I typically do that. All the layers building up one by one. But then, in a moment, it's going to pull most everything out and bring in this delicate pulsing melody. dismantles quickly. Which is funny because it takes such a long time building itself up. But yes, it's one of those trance tracks that has one major drop, meaning there's a lot of trance tunes from around the same time where you get the first major breakdown, the first appearance of the big melody, the first big drop, then it probably goes into an interlude where it strips things down, maybe even gives you like a B section, and then it goes into another breakdown, typically shorter or even like still with a kick drum but rolling up with a snare roll and drop again, and the main melody comes back for a second time around. This, it's a one shot. You get the big breakdown, the drop, and then it very quickly on the way out strips out all the parts. Now, I have to say, I've always remembered this, but even so, it hit me even more notably here, which is to say all the percussion elements and a lot of the metallic or mechanical sounding percussion, the hats, the ride cymbal, the like swoops, there's all sorts of rhythmic elements that are fundamentally drums, but that have a very shiny metallic type of sound to them. There is, of course, also your great 98, not specifically 98, your great 90s trance bass line, which shows up, I think it's like in a 16, like the kick drum comes in and then it's like a 16 later instead of a 32, the bass line comes in. I like that pulsing, like that delicate pulsing melody that when the track first cleans up a bit, that comes in. And then again, there's other elements like that expansive, almost like vacuum type sound. I don't know how to describe it. So the tune has a lot going on, but let's be honest, it's really all about that breakdown where suddenly that rolling melodic bass comes in and then these big like crystalline melodic expression, or this big crystalline melodic expression of that same melody comes in over the top, and that's the real culmination of the track, the biggest part of the track. And obviously there's those big swoosh lead-in kick drum build-ups to the main drop. And quick anecdote, I had this record back in the day, I probably got it like late 98, early 99. Another friend of mine, this guy Oscar, who was also a trance DJ, he got it. And I remember we had first heard it on a couple mixtapes, like DJ Eol had a mixtape with it. I'm trying to think who else. I think like Thomas Michael might have used it. But that part, right before it breaks, it has those big kick drums with those like wave sounds leading into the kick. And that always stuck out to me. And so I got the record, my friend Oscar had it, and we were at a party one night, like not a actual rave party, but like a house party. But people there were into rave music and so on. So we were listening to one of those tapes, I think the DJ Eol tape. And there was this guy there from like another school, and I guess he was into techno and trance and so on. And he recognized the tune. He's like, oh, I love this one. Wait, I bet you the DJ is going to do it here. There's going to be this like kind of whoosh sound or whatever. And me and my friend Oscar were trying to explain, no, that's actually on the record. Like, we have the record. That's on the record. He's like, oh, yeah, see, he did it again. All the DJs do it right there. We like couldn't explain to the guy. We tried like for multiple minutes. He's like, no, like, I get it. That's the really cool part. I agree. But it's on the record. The DJ's not doing anything right there. And he was convinced that, he knew how he was hearing it and he knew the DJ was going to do that. Nevertheless, that is sort of the big moment of the track, and then again we get multiple measures after that of all the various noises combined with that huge big crystalline melody on top of it. But as I said, the outro surprised me for how quickly it strips all the parts out and just quickly dismantles itself. So if you are going to use that as not your final track, which I would recommend, like the ending is so almost anticlimactic, I don't know about using that as the final track in a mix. I feel like you would want to mix out of that and end with a record that has a real sort of ambient outro or like a long pad-based melody at the end. So nevertheless, that surprise notwithstanding, I do think it's an all-time classic. If you saw this video, apparently YouTube let it get through, but yeah, let me know what you think of this all-time late 90s, what's the right, like signature tune. Again, if you went to trance parties in like 98, 99, early 2000, you would hear this. This was just, it was everywhere. It was like a hit within sort of the underground trance community. So, in any case, let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.